I Sønderborg er der bygget mange nye ting de seneste par år. En supercykelsti, et parkeringshus ud over det sædvanlige, et multikulturhus, hvor alle kan samles omkring kunst og litteratur, og nu kommer der en ny bygning, der ikke vender ryggen til fortiden. Ligesom multikulturhuset, der er en forlængelse af pakhuset, bliver det kommende ungdomskulturhus en forlængelse af det nedlagte mejeri på Løngang. Arkitekterne fra tegnestuen Mejeriet, der har filial i København, blev valgt som den bedste kandidat for at bevare historien i bygningen og skrive en ny.
Well, for us it was important to keep the history in the area. The dairy building has been there since the 1930s, and there's a story and a story connected to the building. It's a landmark in the area. People know about it. So for us, it was important not just to tear it down, but to keep it and try to restore it and reuse it as much as we can.
Ungdomskulturhuset skal passe ind i fremtiden, men det er altid en god idé at kigge tilbage.
It was part of the project description, and then also we believe it's important not just to tear a building down if it's capable of being reused. So it fits well in the way we design as well.
I think it's also about using resources in the right way, because the building is in a relatively good condition. So, there's an architectural value on it as well. It's not a terrible building. So I think it's a good thing just to, use what is there and not just take everything out and build new. So we try to have that dialogue between an existing building and a new structure next to it. So I think it was always important to preserve whatever is on a city that is as a certain legacy and a certain built environment. I think it's always good to analyze and see what's the value of what is there. So there are some countries where, things are rebuilt every 30 years or every 40 years. I think here is slightly different, and buildings should last longer. And I think if they have an architectural value, why not keep it and play with it as well? So I think that's something that happens in some places more than others. But, in Italy, for example, there's a lot of cities that also almost work like a museum, and you should not do new buildings. You should restore and preserve whatever is there. And I think in Sønderborg, there's an interesting strategy to keep some of the existing buildings that have a certain historical value or architectural value, and also new buildings and new architecture that also reflect the development of the city and a certain attitude towards the future. And I think that's what, in a smaller scale, the community is trying to do with this particular project.
Også arkitekten for multikulturhuset, der nu pryder Sønderborg Havn, giver ret i, at bevaringen af det gamle er med til udvikling.
Jamen, jeg synes igen, det er det her med at udnytte det nye og det gamle, og det synes jeg, det er noget af det, man sådan skal. Det skal man næsten gå på oplevelse i huset for at se og opleve. Det er faktisk, at vi har taget nogle af de konstruktioner, vi har skåret væk inde i Eversbygningen for at få plads til etagerne. Det var sådan nogle ret lave etager. Det træ, for ikke at smide det væk, for det er sådan set ganske udmærket meget af det. Det har vi brugt som møbler inde i det nye hus, så på den måde så har vi taget noget fra det gamle og lagt det ind i det nye. På samme måde som vi også har haft rigtig meget fokus på, at alt det her med IT og formidling og det digitale, det har vi sørget for, at det kommer mindst lige så meget med ind i det gamle hus, så vi også opnår den her kontrast. Så det her med kontrasterne, det er helt klart været vores ambition og fokus.
Arkitekterne har sørget for, at der er masser af plads i Ungdomskulturhuset, hvor man kan folde sig ud.
The existing building will be transformed into an auditorium and event space, where there can be smaller concerts or lectures or gatherings. And then the extension will include meeting facilities, gathering spaces, a lobby, also an outdoor courtyard.
So in a way, the existing building was quite suitable for the auditorium space because of its volume, the height of the building. So it's quite perfect for an auditorium space. Of course, it needs to be refurbished inside because it has been housing a garage or a washing place for buses. So the building has not been working as a dairy factory for a while, so it needs some refurbishment. But the outer shell and the structure is relatively good, and it can be used